Hello, Jonathan.
How you
Hi,
doing?
one second.
Are we live right now? I
Yes,
don't
we are
even know.
live now, and I can see people's comments, and you should be able to see it on the side too. Oh, Sid is on. Justin Reynolds is on. Jared is on. Hi, Latasha said hello from Houston. Sid, hey, hey. Sherwin, hello. Okay, great. We have 22 people now. Wow. All right. So
Okay, so what is record? What is the record so we can kind of like keep things in perspective? Like, what's my competition?
I don't know. So for me, my highest was actually probably 40. So it kind of ranges. So this is actually good numbers. So you're popular, Jonathan. So okay.
Okay.
All right. So I just before we go to Jonathan introducing himself, I just want to give like a brief background about how I saw Jonathan on LinkedIn. So I think someone actually shared your content about you did a video about, oh, how should you do a content, like like all the things like content creators have to go through. Should I do this? Should I do that? So it was really hilarious. And then when I first saw your video, I'm like, who's this guy? He looks like Aquaman. I'm like, did Aquaman came on LinkedIn by mistake? I'm like, who's this Jason Momoa? So I
Yeah.
was like, that was so funny. So anyway, and then after that, Elvin Freitas interview you for podcast, and then like it's so funny. I never see you on my newsfeed. I don't know why. So and then Elvin Freitas interview you, and that's why I reach out to you. I'm like, oh, cool, and that's how we got connected again. So anyway, so I before why don't you introduce yourself, and then go ahead, and then I know I kind of introduce you myself, but what do you do? I know you're a video marketing pro on LinkedIn, but yeah, so
Yeah.
why don't
Yeah. So this is just like I like absolutely living a dream. And I know it sounds ridiculous. It's like LinkedIn. Like what is that even, right? But literally what happened was back in October, my dad, I work for his forensic accounting agency. He decides to rebrand his business, and he said, "Hey, we need to get on LinkedIn. It's like it seems like a lot of people are going there. They're putting out this business content. You should create a LinkedIn profile." So immediately I create a LinkedIn profile. I was putting a bunch of content on the business page for my dad. And then one time I wanted to do like this character. I wanted to do like a specific video. And he was like, "No, you can't do that. You cannot put that on the business page. This is a business platform. You gotta take it serious, John." And I was like, "Fine, all right, I'll put it on my own page and see what happens." And it got pretty popular. But I recognized the fact that I needed an injection of steroids if I wanted to be the best at this.
Mhm.
So I reached out to Shay Rowbottom, and through her boot camp, I was able to supercharge my reach because I'm not a video expert. I don't know what I'm doing really. So I reached out to her, and then within a few months, she hired me to work for her. So it
Mhm.
really shows how sometimes you do find things that you have a natural inclination to, you have a
Mhm.
natural talent for, and it's like a dream almost, like I said. So yeah, now I basically coach people to do exactly what I did: go through the boot camp and become video marketing experts. So that's it. That's my thing.
Awesome. So I know you so you're when I look at your profile, you were a forensic investigator, right? Did I get that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So why don't you like was that your entire career was a forensic investigator, or did you already, I mean, you seem to have a talent to like to be in front of video. You know how to act, you know how to be funny. So I mean, like, is it just that reason, or did you kind of play around with that before as well?
Well, what it was is I was a professional wrestler, like in my
Oh
early
wow.
20s, like 18 to
Mm-hmm.
20, 18 to 22. I was a professional wrestler, and I was trying to be a part of the WWE, WWF. I was on television a few times, and I thought that was going to be like what I did for the rest of my life. Well, what happened was I just wasn't big enough. I wasn't, surprisingly charismatic enough, and I'm not The Rock. I just didn't have the tools. But so
Yeah.
that didn't work out. And I just kind of gave up. So I said, all right, then I guess this is how life is supposed to be. You have dreams, they die, and then you have to go out and you have to get a regular job, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I ended up working for the old man as a forensic accountant, but there was a depression inside of me. There was like a calling. There was like a need to do something
Mm-hmm.
more. And I don't know if everybody feels like that to some degree. Like A lot
Mhm.
of us are just kind of settling in on what we do, but I felt like there was something inside of me that I needed to, that artistic expression, like just like that longing to find a way to express myself outside of doing, Excel spreadsheets all day. Like, just not my thing. I don't think anybody's thing. I actually do know a guy that loves Excel spreadsheets, and I'm like, God bless you. We have people like you in the world because I do not want to be that guy. But
Mhm.
yeah, it just wasn't for me. I fell into this, but definitely wasn't planned.
Your Sid is loving giving you different names. He's giving you Jonathan Momoa and I love
He's
Sid.
my
Like
publicist. Yeah, I don't
what?
know if he's made it. I don't know if he's made it officially yet, but he's my publicist. One of the guys that's always been there for me and very appreciated.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna be on my live stream not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So hopefully you can join to that one.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll be blowing it up. I'll be giving it right back.
Okay, so I know you had a modeling career too at one point, right? So like
Yeah,
what
yeah,
was
yeah,
it, wrestling, then modeling, like so you were kind of doing a lot of stuff then. And then I know
yeah.
you also own Airbnb properties too. So it's like you have a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, like I just secret. I wear like these glasses because I never sleep. So it's
Oh.
to hide the circles under my eyes. Like sometimes I put a little makeup because I probably like this week I've probably slept 9-10 hours the entire week. It's a very busy schedule, and then with everything with LinkedIn, it's like it has gotten even more intense. So like
Yep.
sleep is a distant memory. I don't want.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't want anyone to be misled when they think about what we do. Like I will get in my inbox like multiple times a day. Do you have a real job? Or do you just do like those LinkedIn video things all day? That's just the thing you do. And I'm like, no, I have a real job. This unfortunately this doesn't completely pay my bills. What was my wrestling name? Dude, like it's
Yeah.
embarrassing. I was a torch boy. I was
What was
the
it?
I
What?
like I couldn't be like man. They couldn't say like torch man. No. I carried a torch and I was torch boy.
Torch.
I was a grown man, but whatever. Yeah, Justin, you can look it up. It's there somewhere. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
Uh-huh.
I don't want the perception to be that we're like people on LinkedIn are paid by LinkedIn to develop these videos and stuff. This is an Instagram, so unfortunately, we don't have that. Okay, Rocky, just under eye moisturizer helps. All right, so I'm definitely gonna take that advice. If you could find my profile and send me that, I know the glasses strategy too. Dino, great. All right, so I'm not the only
Hi,
one.
Dino.
Now, Dino, what I want to know, Dino, is does it matter how big your glasses are? I try to find the biggest glasses possible to really hide it, like take up my whole face.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I love it when you wear like the lipstick, all this like smudged lipstick on your video,
yeah.
and then you wear a wig, and I'm like, that's so hilarious. You're
Wait,
just
wait, 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 wait. It's
like
smudge lipstick. I thought that's the way you're supposed to apply it.
you
I would make like such a I
literally
would
are
make
like
a
going
terrible
like
woman.
this.
I would make a terrible woman. All right, so
All
yeah,
right, all
no
right,
time
okay,
to
okay,
go back
women. That's how you're supposed to apply lipstick. That's what Jonathan said.
That'll be
Okay,
my next video. I'll teach men how to apply makeup. Oh, that's my guy right there. All right, hey Jonathan,
Eugene.
how are you? Get a good, get some sleep. I'll do it eventually. I was on his podcast and I had so much fun with that. And Marissa does call me Thor. I'm working on it.
I call you
Listen,
Aquaman.
Aquaman and Thor, Thakaman. We'll combine both. Maybe for Halloween I'll play both. We'll figure it out. But yeah. So
Wait.
go back to that. Yeah, there's this perception that like LinkedIn might pay us, like they pay Instagram influencers or whatever. No, we make no money from doing this, and even at the highest level, like Shay communicates with LinkedIn, but they're not paying our bills. So maybe one day they will. I don't know.
All right, you have a very busy I'm trying to keep up with all these comments. So thank you for thank you for all the comments, guys. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so you had your modeling career, forensic. So tell us, okay, so you said in October you came on video. So you started your posting in October last year. Oh
Yeah,
wow!
yeah,
So
yeah.
because I started being very active September last year. So you came about a month later. So you said like you start posting the business and not on your personal. But so when did it start picking up? Like right now, like I assume you're probably very busy just keeping up with the comments, right? Like right after you post, you have to respond to all the comments. Because now you get 600, 900. Like that's like your average. So yeah,
Yeah.
when did it start picking up for you? Like your video when it's just blowing up from like I don't know 10 to like hundreds of likes. So what changed to actually drive that engagement?
It was I was a consumer of social media years and years and years before I ever started posting my own content. And I really paid attention, like, to give some context, like I was bullied a lot as a kid. And I was one of those kids that kind of like sat back when you're bullied and you're a shy kid and you really don't have a voice. You spend a lot of time listening. So you like listen to everybody, listen to what everybody's saying. You just really pay attention to that, and you start understanding what trends are, and you start understanding like human psychology and how to respond to people and what they look for and what they want to hear. And so basically, I became a chameleon. I just told people what they wanted to hear, but that helped me also become a little bit more relatable because that's how I treat my content. When I'm developing my content, it's never about me. It's about
Yep.
what are people going through day to day. What do they experience every day? It's almost like watching an episode of Seinfeld. It's just like we can all relate with scenarios that are similar, whether it's like LinkedIn, when I did a LinkedIn video about the algorithm or whatever. It's just all of our pain points. So I focus my attention on that type of content. And I've basically been doing that since the beginning. And I think the affiliation with Shay really supercharged everything because,
Hey, who?
that's like how involved she is on the platform.
Oh,
So,
Shay. Okay, got it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And so
she
that
has.
was that.
Oh, go ahead. So she has connections on LinkedIn, right? Like, I mean, does she have meetings with LinkedIn? Like, what's going? Because like she did the post one time about views being much
Yeah,
lower.
we spoke to LinkedIn yesterday. They
Oh,
talked about
okay.
virtual events. They talked about LinkedIn Live. Go shake your phone. Anybody that's listening right now that is in the LinkedIn app right now, shake your phone and see if
Oh,
let me see if I can pull it up. I have it here. I have the notes from one of the phone calls, but basically it'll bring up like a screen so you can like report any bugs like that you experience on LinkedIn. The guy actually showed it to us. It was really cool. So if anybody in the comments can tell us if it works for you, like we're trying to figure out who has it and who doesn't. But
oh.
shake your phone, yeah, it's called Shake for Feedback, and basically you can report any issues or anything like that. I know, like everybody's checking now.
All right, people, check
Literally,
it.
like
See if
you
that happens.
just shake it
Well,
like
I
this.
don't have a phone. I pretty much like have an iPad. It doesn't.
Okay, okay.
I
Maybe
don't have I don't have the polls yet. I think the polls have just been rolled out. It's
I have
not rolled
both.
out with everyone, huh?
Yeah, I have it. I've got
Yeah,
both. But you
I
can link
don't
it
have
live.
it yet. I'm like, I see, it's not in my post yet. Like literally, like it's not. So I think maybe it's a new feature that hasn't been rolled out to everyone yet.
Not
So
everybody, yeah. But
yeah.
one thing that they did bring up is that they're going to be rolling out LinkedIn Stories. They're testing it in
Oh,
Brazil right now, but it's
okay.
going to go to everybody. So
Mhm.
soon, that one they're not going to beta test like they did LinkedIn Live. So everybody's going to have access to LinkedIn Stories. I think that they want to start bringing kind of like the younger people in, and that's kind of how they communicate in society today. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So how often does Shay meet with LinkedIn? I mean, like, does LinkedIn meet like with content creators regularly? Like, they select, you know,
No,
big.
it is like she is in a different place, and like I feel very honored to kind of be like riding her coattails a little bit in that
Mhm.
regard. But yeah, like she'll meet with them occasionally, and just kind of review bugs, glitches, anything that's
Got
relevant to
it.
the platform. But yeah,
Okay.
they have a
Okay.
good speaking relationship, I'd say.
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to the comments right now. All right. So someone said Jonathan Palmer talked labor of love. Dino said if you could make money from LinkedIn, would that be of interest? You're kind of making money from LinkedIn now, aren't you?
Yeah, through the boot camp, yeah. So through
Hmm.
working with Shay, I do make money, and then like like we got the inbox. The inboxes are crazy. Like I don't. I'll be honest with you. Do not send me a message, a DM. I will never see it. I have a virtual assistant that does it. Like if you get a message with me trying to sell my services, that's not me. I promise. Send me an
Uh,
email to john@shayrobottom.com. I'm more active on that and the comment.
oh,
Super active in the
okay.
comment.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying that your VA go through the all your messages and it's something that has to go to you, then she'll let you know to respond to that?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's like
Okay.
if it's like an ongoing conversation or something like that, like she'll send me a spreadsheet and just say, okay, this is this, that's that, and kind of just because there's a lot of people that are just like, hey, I love your content, and then I can just send them a message saying like, listen, I really appreciate it, whatever, and I try to get to as many of those as you can. But one thing that I want to touch on is the fact that there is a point. Like, I'm not trying to brag, I don't want to come off that way, but there's a dark side to what we do. I never feel like I can disconnect. Like I never, I turn off my phone. It gives me anxiety because there's like that FOMO. There's that fear of missing
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
We don't want to
yeah.
miss out on an opportunity. So there's like a lot of stress related to that. It's like, oh, I got to check. Well, what do they say? What's going on? And it does
Yeah.
become stressful. And there's always the thought, when your phone is constantly with the notifications. And LinkedIn's not stupid. I don't know if anybody noticed, but they
Uh-huh.
do like a drip notification type of deal where it's like you will get notifications delayed just so that like every hour they can send you something so that you get back on the platform. Like, they're not stupid. It's Microsoft. So I've noticed a lot of that where it's
Uh,
like, have you noticed it, Christine? Because you get a lot of engagement too. Like
um,
there'll be a delay. Like somebody will leave a comment 30 minutes ago, you'll get the
yeah,
notification an hour later. So they're just like, you know what? I want them to check in. So let me leave it a little later. And
yeah.
I've noticed that it becomes toxic. It
Oh,
really
okay. Yeah, cause like for me, what I do is that cause I get notification for my posts throughout. So when I click on it, I always sort it by recent. If, you guys don't know, there's a sort by recent or relevant. So I always try to respond to as all my comments as possible but sometimes if it gets too much, you do miss some things. But I try as much as possible, and I think you also try, and then you probably have a lot more comments than me.
nah,
So
it goes.
yeah, okay. So what did he? Let me go here. Oh, Sid says, "Does your power and essence come?" I knew he was gonna ask that. He's saying
How many people do we have in the room right now? Just like I want to know if
one.
it's story
Okay,
time.
should I remove this message and then you don't respond to it?
No. I'm going to answer it, but I want to know how many people are in the room because I'm sure this is a
Well,
question.
right now,
I get
like
this question
20 people.
20 people? Okay, that's enough. That's fine. Yeah, so basically, the reason why I have long hair is I went through a divorce, like really, really messy divorce. And like I just stopped cutting my hair after that. I was like, you know what? Like after going through, and it was like very traumatic. There was like some degree of violence involved with it, and I just kind of said like I want to remember this very moment. I want to remember this experience right now, the way that I feel. And it's basically like it's a way of kind of like holding on to those memories. And because like some people say, oh, you don't focus on the past, and I agree, like you don't want to focus too much on the past, but I want to remember where I have this thing. I talked about it on a podcast before. Everybody has like a vision board, like like how people do the vision
Yep, yep.
board.
Oh no, I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Okay, I don't. I have a reverse vision
Okay.
board. I
Oh.
have a vision board about all of the traumatic things that have happened in my life to remind me of how grateful I am that I'm not there anymore. So I keep
Oh.
images, things, conversations, whatever, pictures of things that I've gone through to
Yes.
remind me, okay, that's where I was. I need to be
Hmm.
grateful for where I am today. And
Hmm.
I use that as kind of a reminder.
Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, I mean, so I guess you're divorced and then you have kids as well, or did you get remarried after that? Like how long ago was that?
Yeah, no, I got remarried probably, when was it? Almost a year ago. Yeah, almost
Oh.
a year ago. I ended up getting remarried, and yeah, everything's going well with that. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, it's just like between that and trying to find balance, and
Mhm.
like stuff with
Yeah.
LinkedIn, it's tough. It's tough to carry. So yeah, and I mean, there haven't been any honeymoons or anything like that because like look at where the world is right now. So
Yeah. So
hopefully
right
one.
now, And you have the forensic investigator. You're still working with your dad. You're doing video marketing with Shay, and then is that your two main things that you're doing, or you're also doing the model on the side?
So with the modeling, it's kind of like completely unrelated. I don't talk about it at all on LinkedIn.
Oh,
No, and I don't, it's not that I have a problem with it. It's just like,
yeah.
like the thing about my LinkedIn is very rarely will you hear me talk about myself. I try to make my videos about like value based, but yeah,
Yeah.
to speak to the modeling a little bit, basically what it is I do fashion shows. Like I organize fashion shows. I get designers from all over the world, Venezuela, Spain, China, Canada, everywhere. We do like an international fashion show. We get a bunch of models from South Florida, and we organize these big, elaborate fashion shows. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's something different. My mom was actually a model, so
Oh
I
wow.
kind of did it. Yeah, like I got into the forensic accounting because that was kind of like my dad's thing. I got into the modeling thing because my mom.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like a tribute to both.
Yeah.
So I
So who's
wanted it.
the video expert? Who's the
What's
video
that?
expert? Who's the video expert in the home?
No, nobody. No, they all suck. I took all the talent. Like, you know what? Actually, Shakira is my cousin. Like, never talked about it before, but Shakira is actually my first cousin. I can't dance, but maybe like the showmanship and all of that,
Uh,
like it comes from
yeah.
her. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm looking at the comments right now. Jonathan Palmer says the video Maverick on Miami. Okay. And
Love it, love it.
someone said he works for. Okay.
Paula needs to reframe that. Let me tell you something about Paula. Paula, Justin. There's a couple of people that it's just like they're very close to my heart. Paula especially. Like Paula has been there for me since basically the very beginning. Like if you are looking for somebody that will really support you, Paula, you better leave your link in there so that people can contact you because she has been so instrumental in my growth. Shay's been incredibly important. And I'm super grateful for her, but Paula's up there as well. She's just as I. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
guys remember those people, right? Like the people that were there for us, like when we were first starting out, that supported us. Yeah, Sid's another one. Sid is the man. There's quite a few of them.
yes, I like Sid. Okay, yes, I definitely noticed the delay. It's so scheduled to schedule timeout. Jessica said, I love vision boards.
Jesse, what do you think of reverse vision boards?
Yeah, Jesse, what do you think? And then Paul, do not look back and it scares the hell out of me. Okay. Let's see. Maurice says the time freedom, that's the key. Building systems to become more scalable so that you can spend less time working and more time for your family. That's very true.
Marissa, we're gonna work together. You can help me be less of a disaster.
So someone asked Shakira is your cousin? Were
Yeah,
you joking or were you serious?
and my vids don't lie, and I'm not joking. Like, let me find a picture. She
Wait,
actually came to like when I was a kid. She came to one of my Thanksgiving dinners. It was like the most bizarre thing.
seriously, like
But
Shakira, the dancer, is your cousin?
Shakira, like the celebrity dancer. Yeah. She's my
Wow,
cousin.
people, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So which
What am I gonna? What
you
do I
see,
do?
you
What
just
do I do? I
talk
do
more
a
about
video.
yourself, Jonathan.
Yeah.
All right, people, if you have any more personal question for Jonathan, ask it here because he will never talk
There you
about it
go.
in the video.
That was
Wow,
me with
that's you?
Shakira. Yeah. And that was
Wow,
like when she had dark hair. She was just coming up. Now she's like
wow.
a big star. You're never gonna. She has like a mountain of security in front of her for anything she does. But maybe one day I could get her on LinkedIn and feature
Yeah.
a video. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe one
So,
day.
how are you related to her, mom or dad side?
My mom's side, my mom's sister is her mom. So that's
Wow.
kind of how it works. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Okay. The mom side, not the dad side. Okay.
No, 'cause she's not a Palmer, so
Oh, that's true. I didn't know. I don't know her last name though. I just know his first name, Shakira. It's like I don't. Okay, so I might have to try reverse board. It's pretty big. Since I never heard of reverse vision board, but I might have to make one. Very cool idea.
I'm gonna do a video on it. I'm gonna do a video on how to create a reverse vision board. We're gonna make it a thing.
It's gonna be a spiritual video. I fully believe you. I don't think it's a joke. Was referring to her famous song "Hips Don't Lie."
Yes, no, I caught it immediately. I caught it immediately. I completely understood it. I got that one.
Yeah, you better do a video dancing on the "Hips Don't
Not
Lie."
gonna happen. Like that is the one thing I will not touch. I
Yeah.
will not touch. I will not touch a dance.
All right. So I know you post a lot of video. You mainly pretty much post video, right? Like so
I
oh
only
wait.
have videos.
Yeah, so basically, so I'm just curious, like, how do you feel about the text and picture posts? Because you have a schedule Monday and Thursday, so you pretty much don't post any other day outside of that, right? So you're pretty
No,
strict, and then because you need the video editing time in between, so like, I mean, like, how do you feel about the text and picture posts? So would you ever
I
consider
like.
that?
So I'm a big believer in social proof. In terms of, so basically what happens is there's a lot of strategy behind why I only post Monday and Thursday. Number one, on Sunday night, I will start getting messages from people asking me, "Hey John, what are you going to post on Monday?" It's almost like a TV show, you know. Like I remember as a kid, I would like look forward to certain programs on certain days. And you know, if you can really develop a brand that's very strong, where people know, okay, his post is going to be on that day. But let me say something, because like it blows my mind. I have so much respect for people like, you know, Sid and Justin and plenty of people that are very consistent and post more often. What I do not like is some of these people on LinkedIn that say, you know, oh, that you need to post 3 times a day. And I've
Yeah,
seen them. I would so call them out. But I like, you know, if we had 50 people in the room, if we could hit 50, I will call them out by name. But for right now, and you let me know, Christy, because I can't see it. But
yeah.
anyway, point
So,
is
so yeah, I don't like posting more than once a day too. I most of the time I do post I just post once a day. The second one is our live pretty much. And then once in a while, very occasional when I feel I have to post a second one, like I have to announce something, then I probably do a second post. And I noticed that when I do second post, it doesn't do as well
it doesn't.
unless it's really good content. So so I think it's actually better to just do every 24 hours or just pretty much once a day. And at least like you push all the news and just focus more on getting more visibility. And then instead of like being, because I know people say, oh yeah, you gotta hit all kinds of time zone. And I'm like, I only have so much brain power to think of quality content. I'd rather have very good
So
content.
strategy, if you're a potty, if you're like a pod user, use this strategy. If you're so let's say that you post in the morning. You can create a pod with people like from the other side of the world, because like once you scale to a certain degree, and I mean we have connections that are like, you know, Christine, we have connections that are in other places of the world. Create a pod with a bunch of people that are on the other side of the world, and what you're going to do is drop your link in the New Zealand pod, you know, around the time you're going to go to bed, and then
Mhm,
that's going to increase the engagement so that you can take advantage of those different time zones.
mhm.
And I found that can be useful. That can boost the post by 1,000 views if used correctly and if the content's good. But
Yep.
that's one strategy to save you from posting twice a day. But yeah, so to go back to that, there are people on LinkedIn that preach post 3 times a day, and and just think about
Yeah.
this for a second. I don't want to talk to my own mother 3 times a day. What makes you think that I want to see your post 3 times a day?
Yeah.
I do
No.
not. I don't care
I
what you tell me. I don't care how great the post is.
yeah.
I do not want to see your face 3 times a day. I love you. I don't want to see you 3 times a day. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
don't
Yep.
care what it is. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're not.
I unfollowed several people who was posting a lot of times, and then much worse is that those networking posts, like if it's the same networking post every single day, and then it makes you wonder. Then when you go to their profile, their other posts don't do very well. So it's like,
Yeah.
what are you saying about your personal brand? You're
Oh my
trying to be a
god.
networker
No.
here? Like it's like then it's like, why are you on LinkedIn? It's like you're just doing it like okay, connect, connect, and it's like, what is it about? Why are they following you? Oh, because you post that. It's not because of your personal brand, you know?
And what's crazy is that they will. Okay, so this is. It seems like there's a degree of people, and I'm not trying to be a hater. Listen, you know, if you're successful with it, God bless. But there are people that they will do that. They will do the connect in the comments post, and then they start hosting webinars about, you know, how to grow, like growth hacking, and
What?
they start giving
That's
away
not a hack.
marketing advice. I'm like, okay, wait a second. this would literally be a 3-minute webinar because it'd be like this post, connect with me in the comments, connect with the person that started the post. I'm like, the end. There is the end of the webinar. We're done. And we can all go home because I can't imagine how they have any like a marketing background in order to sustain this because it is literally all built off of this one idea. And to the people that created, the connect in the comments, have at it. Like I feel like for them, but you created it. You have the right to post it in perpetuity. That's your prerogative. But everybody that copies them, I'm just like, it's kind of cheap. If you do it once a month, every couple of weeks, I don't have a problem with that. It's just when that is literally your LinkedIn strategy is connecting in the comments, then I'm kind of like, I'm asking some questions.
Yeah, it's like, what if you stop posting that? Then it's like, why will people be reading then? Like, what content do you have, right? I'm going to the comments. Justin said, just tell him it's 50, Christine. What are you referring to, Justin? I forgot the conversation now. What is he referring to?
But there's 50 people in the room, so that I would like.
Oh yeah. Oh, Justin, I'm too honest. It's 100 now. It's 100 now. So how does that differentiate Justin? Will Jonathan get more self-conscious if I tell him there's more people?
No, it's because I was going to reveal the people that tell you to post 3 times a day if it reached 50. So, but now that the secret's out, now I'm not going to believe any number you say.
Your friend just is telling me to tell you this.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, so funny. Okay. I do not want to see mine every day.
No. Like, exactly.
Yeah, I say
quality over quantity. I'm big on that, Eric. I am big on quality over quantity.
Me too.
Love your authenticity. Appreciate it, Daniel. That is what we are all about.
Yep. I always wondered that too. Is there more to you than connecting? Looks desperate with that strategy. Yes, very desperate.
Well, I'm glad that everybody agrees. Like something that I've always wondered, and like who did I speak to? It's like, does anybody else ever feel like LinkedIn is like all of this uncharted water, yet there's a bunch of us that are in the same like Milky Way galaxy? Like there's hundreds of galaxies out there, but we're just like in one right now. And I'm wondering if there's like another planet of influencers that none of us know anything about and that are also on LinkedIn. Because like, who do I know? I know Christine, I know Justin, I know Shay, I know a couple other people, but like, are there other influencers on LinkedIn that we're not familiar with that are not as like, that we're not all connected to? I wonder if anybody else wonders if we're like in one little community and there's this huge uncharted territory that we haven't reached.
Yeah, but so Jonathan, I'm trying to grow right now. Before we get to this comment by Elizabeth, so I'm trying to grow on Instagram right now, and then because I want to be very good at 2 social media platforms. That's it. Because I spent a lot of time on LinkedIn, and I feel I'm at a good place now. So now I promise myself I want to grow on another platform. And Facebook is just primarily personal. I don't want that to be business stuff because I know some people say do business on your personal page. I'm like, no, I want a page where it's just personal. I can just say whatever I want, politics or whatever, right? So now on Instagram, so I'm trying to grow, but I noticed that Instagram is a lot more saturated. It's a lot harder for you to grow. And LinkedIn is easier, right? Because the algorithm is like, like if you comment on mine and however many followers you have, it's gonna see all of mine too, right? But Instagram doesn't work that way. If you comment on mine, your followers won't see it. You literally have to share my post to your feed for your followers to see it. And I know that's how some influencers make money. They'll literally post our content to their posts and we pay them so we can grow. So I don't know. I think with LinkedIn, if you spend enough time and you actually spend, browsing and then like on the news feed, I think eventually the big people, you are gonna meet them. Like, everyone knows Dino and then everyone knows Shay, everyone knows, Bridget. So it's like I think like LinkedIn is a small, big world. The more time you spend, you're just gonna meet the big influencers. So that's how I feel.
No, I agree. And what I love about LinkedIn is like we're like only about a quarter talented, but there's just no competition. And I'm like, when the big players get to this platform, I think we're all going to disappear. But you never know. What's interesting?
Go
what
ahead.
I have found, and I want to mention that to you,
Yeah.
is I don't know about you, but I've noticed that people from LinkedIn are finding me on other platforms and they're starting to add me over there, despite the fact that I put no new content on any of those platforms. I am not active on Instagram. Those pictures are like, I don't know, from like 2015, 2016, whatever, like when I was like
Yeah.
modeling and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I find it super interesting, and none of you go search for me. I discourage you from searching for me. I'm going to put my
Okay,
link to my
people, search
profile,
for
brother.
Jonathan. Do the
No,
opposite. I'm kidding.
on a serious note, I
Yeah.
find it super interesting because it's almost like if people want to know more about your history, it's almost like, I'm right now I'm in the LinkedIn book, but like there's a prequel that is Instagram. That's what I was doing before I got on LinkedIn. So people
Mhm.
are adding me over there, and I just find it super interesting. You don't even need to be active. If you really find one platform that you can really capitalize, people will find you in other places, and it will grow on its own. You don't even need to
Mhm.
push it. So I
Yeah.
found that kind of cool.
Okay, so going back to Elizabeth's question, so she was asking, have either of you used subtitle for videos? So yeah, if you go to Jonathan Palmar's videos, he always used subtitle. And then for me, whenever I do post video, not that often now that I have live stream, but I do add subtitles. So I do it the more the free way, which is going on YouTube, uploading my video on YouTube, and downloading the SRT file. I'm sure there's other things that Jonathan can tell you how to add subtitles.
Yeah,
What's
there's actually one called
Mhm.
Subtitle. And I've never used it myself. I always see the advertisements. I know the guy that runs the company. He's
Mhm.
always like popping up, and I'm connected to him. And it's a good company. They do a good job. I don't know how much it actually costs for the service, but I've only heard good things about it. One that I also Video Husky. Video Husky is really good, and it's like
Oh,
very
okay.
economical for what you get. So
Mhm.
either one of those are good options. Me myself, I just do them myself. I just
Yeah.
I'm very like anal about the way things should look.
Yep.
Wow, I've been feeling guilty for not putting out content on Instagram and Twitter. This is helpful already. There you go. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, Twitter is like, oh my gosh, I
I
don't
I
even know where
don't
to.
understand Twitter. I don't. I'm like, what the hell is it? Like, it's like tweet, 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 and
No,
then I'm like,
Twitter's cool. It's just
really?
it seems like the cesspool of human life. It just seems like there is so many people. The thing about LinkedIn is it's almost like a utopia. It's
Mhm.
like better than real life.
Yeah.
Because everybody's reputation is there. It's a business platform. Nobody really wants to say anything like anything negative because maybe it'll like compromise their reputation. But I find that like LinkedIn is like so sweet and calm, and then you get onto like
Yeah.
Snapchat and it's like prostitutes, and then you get on Instagram it's booty pics, and then like
Well,
on
TikTok.
Twitter
What about TikTok?
yeah, and it's like, yeah, like, okay, do you want to
Yeah.
be in like the clean, environmentally friendly platform, or do you want to be in like the cesspool of you? Do you want to be there, or do you want to be in the New Jersey of social media, which would be Twitter? Like, I don't want to go to Jersey. I can already smell the trash from here. So no thanks.
Yep. Yep. Well, what do you think of TikTok? Have you tried that?
Which one?
TikTok.
TikTok. So the thing is that I don't know if you're familiar, but like there's like like have you ever gone on like a website and you have to be a certain age to enter the website?
Yep. Yep.
So on TikTok, I heard about this, and I need somebody to confirm with me. But on TikTok, it's the reverse. If you're too old, they won't let you create an account. So
Really?
yeah, like I couldn't put that I was 15, because that wouldn't be true. So they didn't allow me to create an account. Yeah, so I haven't used TikTok, but
What?
I've heard that some people are very successful with it. I don't know
I
how they're doing the system to create an account,
I
but
have an
some people
account
are good at
there.
it.
I don't remember them asking me for my age, and Shay has an account there. I saw her dancing, so I don't know what you did, Jonathan. Okay,
Y'all,
yeah. Okay, LinkedIn is my
I
primary.
shook my phone. I shook my phone. And it didn't let me in.
All right, yeah, you froze for a second there. Okay, so I know. Okay, so since I'm a financial coach, and unless you guys have more question, and then please put in the comment, and then Jonathan's gonna be here, for maybe another 20 minutes. So please ask any of your comment you have. So now I want to talk about money. So basically, yeah. So I
Oh,
know
I'm the
you told me
worst.
that you have. I know you told me you have rental properties and stuff like that. So why don't yeah? So tell me, how did you get started, and then like if anyone wants to start owning Airbnb rentals, because I actually don't own a rental property. I only have our main home, which is this. So maybe later on, I think coronavirus actually, I think it's the best time to actually buy, but we don't know. Maybe it might go down even further. So why don't you tell us more about your history in starting the Airbnb, these rentals, and then if anyone want to start, how it goes, what are the pros and cons of owning a rental property?
All right. So like I'm gonna make this fun because like there's no other reason to be here if we're not gonna make it fun, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
remember I was a little kid, and like every birthday we would get like birthday money, and I remember like I made a deal with my brothers that on their birthday they would like no, what was it? On my birthday, I would share my birthday money with them. But
Hmm.
the deal was is that I would charge interest. So, like by the time it got to their birthday, I ended up taking 50 or 75% of their birthday money when I only
Uh-huh.
gave them about 25%. And I must have been like 6 years old. Like, there is no reason why I should know these things. But my dad, being an accountant, said, you know what? Listen, brother number one and brother number two, you signed the contract with John. So you have to give him the money now. So basically, when my brother's birthdays would roll around, they would just be giving me money and paying me. So
Hmm.
I always felt like I had like a tendency to make money and like save money and all that stuff from a very very young age. But I was a
Hmm.
very evil young little boy. Um, so I learned some of those skills and they just kind of stayed with me. And then what I started doing is I started collecting action figures and Pokemon cards. And I
Hmm.
would take anything that was super popular, I would
Yeah.
buy a ton of it, and I was not emotionally invested in any of those things. So what I would do is I'd flip them. I would just flip them. I'd sell things on eBay. So I always had like that like I'm not a sales guy. I don't like sales, but I do like the idea of flipping and stuff like that. Very Gary Vee centric. So
Oh,
anyway, when it came to property, when I got a little bit older, then I started getting really interested in that. I fell into a little bit of money, passing of a family member, bought my first house. Well, it was a condo. So I ended up repairing that one, flipped it, and then it just kind of starts working in perpetuity. Now I bought
okay.
two condos that are right next to each other, not condos,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, two duplexes,
Hmm.
one next to the other, turn them into Airbnbs. And unfortunately, now we've had to rent them out because with everything that's going on with COVID and everything. So
Yeah.
all the things is rented out currently. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. It was
Wow.
I don't have like an emotional attachment to money. Like if I'm being honest, I never really like struggled or anything like that with finances. So that's why I'm more into like the artistic stuff because I was smart with my money. I don't abuse it. I don't buy a bunch of fancy things. And I like buying property. I think it's cool. It's cool to have that. Passive income is always a great thing to have. And yeah, let's just hope nothing happens with the stock market. Nothing happens on the overall global market that completely
Yeah.
destroys that. Because yeah, I don't know what I don't know
So,
what I'd do if that was the case.
so how many properties do you have now, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I don't. I recently sold one. I sold a condo that was just in an area where the association wasn't getting great. So currently I have two, and then the house I live in. So
Okay. Oh, two rentals and then the house that you live in. Okay, so I know like because of the COVID, so you saw like people just stop, renting anything out, right? So for like how long was it that it was just empty? Like I know shelter in place started end
Not
of
long,
March.
not long actually, because a lot of people still want to rent. I
Oh,
think
really?
we put it out. We probably put it out, for a week maybe, and we had like multiple interviews of people that wanted to check it out. And we had tough perimeters. We said like we don't have any parking spaces, and so it wasn't like the easiest. But we did find that people still needed a place to stay. We made the pricing reasonable for everyone because we know it's tough out there right now. But yeah, for at least the time being, we filled it up. So
Oh,
it was a blessing. Yeah.
yeah, but you have to clean it up and then make sure it's like all
Doing it
safe
in
and all that.
Airbnb? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Luckily, my wife doesn't mind getting her hands dirty. The thing is that like I might look manly, but I'm a wimp. Like when it comes to like cleaning after myself or like doing the dishes, like I'm a slob. Like I'll admit it. Like I,
Yeah.
I literally though everything that you see is what you get. That's literally the only stuff I do. I go to the gym, I work, I'm in school, I'm finishing my MBA,
Hmm.
and basically That's it. I do video content, but around the house I'm a slob. It's just the way it
Well,
is.
so who does the cooking? The one that you do
Oh, I
cooking
do
on
the
your
I,
video.
yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I do the cooking. I do the yeah, I do
But you
cooking.
did you actually cook that? Did it actually turn out well?
Wait, no, dude. I took a picture of it. Almost. I took a picture of it because I was like, is anybody going to notice how disgusting this looks? And I got a ton of compliments. So I'm like, wow, all of you people must be horrendous cooks. You think that this looks good because I thought it was like it
Yeah,
looked but
because I
I was
just
too
think
focused on the script. I
yeah,
was focused on the script. I wasn't
yeah,
focused on the
yeah.
food that I was making. So what's it called? Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh, I never ate
I
it.
know
I threw the
you
whole
made
thing away.
cake. What else did you make in your video? And then like you
A cake and a lasagna. Like I don't know where I get these ideas from. Like there's something wrong with me. But yeah, I did those. Two. I
that's
think
all.
in part like just to prove you can because in the boot camp something we teach about is
Mhm.
do you on LinkedIn do you focus on what you're passionate about or where you want to be? Like let's say that you have a career right now, it's not your ideal career, but maybe you want to move on to something else. How do you position yourself on LinkedIn to be the person you want to be or the person you are right now? And do you focus on your passions or do you focus on what like your niche, like what you do for a living, what pays the bills? What do you focus on?
Yeah.
So I love cooking, but I work in marketing. So I found a way to kind of combine the two things to show people that you can do both. I combined forensic accounting by like I don't know if you saw it, Christine, but like the LinkedIn video I did where I exposed the Bitcoin traders. That was
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was me
Yeah.
combining the forensics and the fraud with my marketing background and kind of
Yeah.
putting both together.
Oh,
So, and it actually generated a ton of leads for our business, which was insane. Like not expected. And it's because it's subtle. It's not direct. I don't do any direct selling.
yeah.
A lot of it's done after the fact, sales navigator, all of the above. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's just combining some of those things together. That's why I did the whole cooking thing.
Oh, so you use Sales Navigator too?
Yes, yeah. Well,
Oh,
I myself don't use it. The team uses it to kind of
Shay
like
uses it.
inbound, outbound. Yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah,
it's I never look at it. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the metrics are. I think for the most part, most of my videos are like between like five to 20 leads each one, and which is pretty good. So for twice a week, that's pretty. Those are pretty good
yeah.
numbers.
So I'm glad you talk about the fake profile thing when you did. So tell the audience how can they pick the fake profile? I know in your video you said to do a right click Google image search. So is there any other quick tips for them to find out really quick if it's fake? Because for me, I'm not afraid of fake profiles because like I trust myself enough. Like no one can tell me anything. Like I'm just like very like I will like literally directly ask them. I was like, that sounds too good to be true. Do you have your tax return or bank statement to show me that that's correct? They literally will tell yeah, I can make you 2,000 a week or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that sounds too good to be true.
It's
So what?
it's
Yeah,
It's so funny. Like this is going to be embarrassing, but I'm going to throw them out there.
uh-huh.
You got some of these baby boomers who they're like, if there's like a poll and the poll asks you like a yes or no question, they're like, oh, this is the internet trying to steal my information. But then when some guy on LinkedIn called David Davidson reaches out to them and says, hey, would you like to invest $500,000 in Bitcoin? They're like, here's my credit card information. Wait a second. Like David Davidson? Like, do you not realize this is a fake profile? David Davidson, Sam Samuels, there's a bunch of these people, whatever it is. And it's like, it's so apparent to us that have been, we've watched Catfish on MTV. We've been exposed to like what people do
Yeah,
for fake profiles. We can spot it out immediately. But for most people, or for some people, or for some older people, they just can't make the distinction. They would think, oh, this is a business platform. There's not going to be any fraudsters on a business platform when
yep.
could not be further from the truth. They're
So
there. They really are.
yeah. So that actually concerns me. I don't know if Shay ever brought it up with LinkedIn because then, yeah, you said the baby boomers tend to trust LinkedIn, and then my next door neighbor actually work at LinkedIn, and I have another friend who actually, on LinkedIn as well. So he's kind of focused on the content creation stuff. So I asked him like, don't you guys have anything to actually maybe ask the driver's license or whatever identification information when people sign up, so you at least know. So my next door neighbor told me, yeah, it's a lot more work for very little ROI. That's pretty much what he told me. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess like maybe it is really tough, like to have social media when people sign an account to actually ask for identifying information. I mean, I don't know. I think that would
Like,
really help,
I think
right?
at the very least, LinkedIn could have something like Instagram does, where you can become verified. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't just roll that out across the board. Maybe it's very
Yeah,
expensive, but
yeah,
the same way that Instagram has verified accounts, Twitter has verified accounts, I think it would be very beneficial if LinkedIn did the same thing. But let's be honest about something. Like, I almost don't know what all of us are doing on LinkedIn, because like it looks like the platform itself, like the format, the way it looks, it's
hmm
like a website from 2005. It literally looks like Facebook 2007. Like, they have literally done so little. It is so glitchy. It is so buggy. There's so many issues. It looks just like it desperately needs an update, and they just haven't done it. But you know what? It doesn't surprise me, because when was the last time you used Internet Explorer? I don't think that they're updating it anymore, right? And it's great. And this company, LinkedIn, like, sorry,
yeah.
but it's ran by Microsoft, so unsurprising that they're not keeping up with technology and they're not innovating. Like, it's just what it is.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, it's just sad. I wish, what, even though Instagram actually have verified account, now that I'm more active there, you get so much bots message or automation. Like I will put something on my stories. I will ask for engagement or what do you think of this, whatever. It's all botsy message. I'm like, oh, is this real? I thought it might be a lead or whatever. But it's all bots. They're all like, hey, check out my profile. I like it. Blah blah. It's like that doesn't really answer the question. So it's still like I think Instagram is still a lot worse than LinkedIn actually. So even though LinkedIn we have this fake, I think Instagram there's a lot more fake accounts like that and bots. So
Yeah,
let
like, I would say that on LinkedIn, I think everybody's, for the most part, people's intentions are pretty good, except obviously the fraudulent
yes,
accounts. But
yes,
I think the intent is typically good. Even the salespeople, like, I feel very sympathetic for them. Like, all of us get the sales pitches day in and day out, but like, we need to remember, like, it's just them doing their job. Their boss is probably yelling at them to send another, so it's like I'm trying to be more empathetic with those types of messages and not just vilify them off the bat, because
yeah,
it's not fair. People are just trying to make a living. But yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
am
Okay.
understanding that.
So okay, I'm going to the comments. So Hugo said hi. Hi Hugo.
There you go, Hugo. Love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just did he just reached out to me to do like a short video about the productivity, whatever. So I think you did that with him too.
Yeah,
Marisa
yeah,
said,
yeah. Really good.
yeah. Marisa said, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Christine Johnson, for a good live. Appreciate all the topics you've been bringing. Yeah, thanks, Marisa, for joining. Then let me see. Okay. Debbie said, great chat. Thank you for coming. Um, okay. I don't know why it says LinkedIn user. I like to focus on what I want to do as that is the image of I want to present. Okay. Eric said, I focus on building my business, courageous compass.
Well, good
And
luck with that, Eric.
okay. And then, okay, the content is so excellent. I did everything they asked to verify my account, and it never happened.
Join the club.
Oh no, on Instagram.
Live.
Oh yeah, I guess so. You have to request to be verified on Instagram. Is that correct?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, so yeah, okay. I'm still new on Instagram. I'm literally still playing around with it. So anyone, if you're very good at Instagram, let me know. All right. So okay. So we're almost coming at an hour. Do you have any last words to say? And there's like people, if you have any more questions, please feel free before Jonathan go away. So Jonathan, do you have any last minute words about people, I guess who wants to get on video marketing or who's still new on LinkedIn? Like what advice do you have for them?
One thing, like, one key takeaway that I want to put out there is that people think that it's the most difficult part is breaking through. Like, that point that you go from like 1 to 5 likes, 10 likes to 50, 50 to 500. They think that breaking through is the most difficult part of this. When in my belief is the hardest part is sustaining it. Like, once you reach a certain level, there is so much pressure on you. We reached 50 people.
Okay, so I guess people gonna start calling you Torch Boy
You
now.
ruined my moment, Justin. I was just getting into it.
Sorry,
So,
sorry.
and Justin's there. Justin understands the feeling. When you reach, because I talk to that guy almost every day, like
Mhm.
best buds. Um, Once you reach a certain point, and it's like you're reaching like 500 likes, everything like that, the pressure on you to consistently deliver better content, better editing, better message. You're only one person. You only have so many thoughts in your head.
Yep.
And I find myself from when I started, my first few videos took about an hour to produce, beginning to end. And
Wow.
now it's almost a full day. Now, like between my two videos, it's about 12, 13 hours a day. Not a day, 12 to 13 hours. So basically like 7 hours one day, 7 hours the next day to produce those two videos, because you recognize the fact that there's a lot more eyeballs on you. So you really have to create the best stuff, because if you want to get the same engagement or add new people, it really has to be incredible work to keep that attention. Not just get it, but to keep it. It's
Yeah.
very difficult.
Yes, yes. Everyone has ADD, right? I have ADD too. But
Oh yeah.
actually, your video is very good. Actually, I watched the entire thing without getting bored. Because sometimes I just like play fast play. So you do a good job. So actually,
I,
the
I
seven
want to
hours.
make that my headline. I want to make
What?
that my headline. Watch the entire video without getting bored, because I do get that comment a lot, and to me that is the best compliment. I actually watch the entire thing. It's like no better feeling than that. It makes
Yes,
all those hours worth it.
awesome. So the 7 hours you're saying, is that from all the acting or just the editing? So 7 hours total
It
acting and
It is.
is that
It's script writing. Like if anybody
okay?
thinks that I'm just getting on camera and delivering, it's not true. I do
Mhm.
write a script. It's more of an outline. So because I
Okay.
want it to come up natural, so I will draft a script, and then there's a lot that goes into the script. Like I probably spend about 45 minutes crying because I hate myself. I hate the script. It's terrible. Nobody's gonna like this. So I'll spend about 45 minutes crying, and then I put my big boy pants on, and then I start writing the script again, then I throw it away, and then I write a new one, and then
Uh,
eventually after about a day or two, I
yeah.
feel like I have a good script, and from there then I can start recording it, and from after I record it then I can edit it. And yeah, so basically when I post a video on Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday night I am producing the next one. So well, no, Monday night I post a
Mhm.
Monday morning.
Yes.
Monday night I'm working on Thursdays already, and then
Okay.
basically it takes me all that time to create another one.
So when you say the scripts, like, is it just in front of you and then you kind of reading it? Because like
Oh
I know
no,
you
no, it's bullet points. So basically, what I'll do
okay,
is I will draft up a bunch of bullet points. I memorize the bullet points, so I know
okay.
what points I want to hit. And then
Hmm.
as I go through the video, you just deliver it. And if I have to glance, I glance. But I'm pretty good at it at this point, so don't have to do it.
Okay. Yeah, because you can just edit out anyway, so you can kind of read or whatever, and you can.
Exactly,
Oh, okay,
exactly,
cool.
exactly.
Yeah, because for me, like, I get nervous when I record myself. That I, even though I memorize it, I'm like it just blanked out. So what I do when I was doing, I don't do much video now because I have live stream. But when I was doing the video, I literally have the cheat sheet like in front of me, right next to the camera, and I'll just read that. But I try to not to look like I'm reading it, so that I can still look at the camera. So that's how I did. Because like I will never remember it. It's like you just get
Yeah,
like on recording time, like, oh crap, like I gotta make this perfectly. And then luckily, like I don't know how to do video editing, so I'm like, I'll just shoot it like maybe after I'm happy, maybe third or fourth time. I'm like, okay, you know what, that's it. And I'm just gonna add the subtitles, and then I don't even want to re-listen to myself sometimes. I don't know if you even, well, you I guess you do listen to yourself because you have to edit the whole thing, so you have to
I've
re-listen.
edited, but I will tell you that I never, ever, ever watch a video again. After I've made it, I never watch it because there
Yeah.
was a time. Remember the one where I did the lipstick thing and all that?
Yeah.
I stared at myself in the mirror like after I applied the lipstick, and I was like, what would my mother think of me right now? Like if she knew like this beautiful little boy, he's going to be an accountant, a forensic accountant. He's going to make a great living. Now he's like sitting in his bathroom applying lipstick. Like what happened? And yeah, so that one especially, I couldn't watch it again. Like people seem to enjoy it, but I was so embarrassed at myself, and I feel the same about all my videos. If I had to go back and watch it,
Yeah.
I'd be so embarrassed. I'd hate myself. So no, I don't. I never
It,
watch my work.
it was hilarious though. I couldn't believe you did that. Like smashly, and then
Yeah, I
like
can't
you had like
either.
a red wig or something. Like you had
Yeah,
some sort of
yeah, yeah.
oh
I
my god.
keep it for safekeeping for the next
Yep.
one. Don't know when I'm going to bust it out again. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Paula said, yeah, lots of work to produce great content. Yep. Yep. Exactly. And Eric said, I hate watching myself. Yeah, I hate watching myself. I hate listening to myself. So I will never release any of.
Oh my
That's
God! Like like where's Marissa? Is Marissa still around? Like she can sympathize with it. How weird was it the first time that you heard your voice on camera? I'm like, my voice doesn't sound like that. Like it must be something in the editing. Like my voice doesn't sound, and
yeah,
it's like it's so weird listening to yourself talk because it's
yeah,
not the way you think it sounds.
yeah.
So yeah, that's
Like
just part of it.
sometimes we're the most criticized of ourselves, right? We're like, yeah, that's how I sound. It's like sounds
Yes,
ugly. It's like
always, 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 always.
there's so many whatever. You don't sound good. It's like forget it. I don't
True.
want to hear it. Like it makes me feel like I should just pay someone to edit my stuff, so I don't ever have to listen to myself.
But
Yeah.
that's the benefit of live stream, right? Like when you do live, like
Oh
you don't
yeah.
have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I
you're just
love this. I love
tossing
it.
it
I
out
don't even
there.
have to edit whatever. I'm like after that it's production. I'm like okay, I'm done, and then so I really love this. So
Yeah,
okay,
no, that's good. That's good.
yeah, okay. So I think since there's no more comments, so why don't we end this Jonathan by how can people find you? Of course, you're on LinkedIn. So yeah, what kind of people you want to connect with and stuff like that.
Well, if you come to Miami, you could stay at one of my places. So I would love to
Oh.
have you guys.
Hmm.
Yeah, so anybody that wants to come down, like you need a vacation after COVID, that's where you can find me. I'm here. I'm in Miami. In terms of social media and everything, I'm only on LinkedIn. I already told you, don't go searching for me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not going to add you. Like I don't. Let me say this. It's not creepy. I love all of you. I'm probably not going to get around to adding you because I just don't use the platforms. I'm just not active on them. So if you want to creep, if you want to look at all my history, my baby pictures, like cool, yeah, go check me out on Facebook. That's all good. But yeah, I live on LinkedIn, and when I'm not on LinkedIn, you can reach me at john@shayrowbottom.com, which is super cool. I feel like I am branded by a woman that is awesome, a strong, powerful woman. I am all for the female empowerment thing. I
Hmm.
love that you're doing this, Christine, that you have a financial coaching service. That is so cool. And I just feel honored to be a part of this.
Yeah, thank you. And then I am so honored that this is your first live stream. I was like,
It is. Yeah.
wow,
Yeah, dude.
debut. That's really, really awesome. So, okay, thank you so much, guys, for joining. I really, really appreciate that. So, and yeah, there's 100 people now, Jonathan. So,
Derek has to.
yeah. So you have a lot of
I'll send him a message and I'll tell him exactly who it is. I have no problem ratting them out to Justin. I can trust him.
yeah,
Everybody else, they're probably going to reach out to these three guys that I'm pointing out, and
yeah.
that would be good. I don't need a LinkedIn war, so we're good.
Yeah, all right. So thank you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Johnson, for joining. I really appreciate that. And then stay tuned. He posts video on Monday and Thursday. So I guess it's already past Thursday. So next one is Monday. So connect with him. He posts great videos. You're gonna enjoy it. It's very entertaining. Okay. So goodbye, everyone.
Love you guys. Take care.